in the secret police laboratory, is keeping a strange sick person. Daytime, he is like a normal person. But when it comes evening, the patient's hand begins to stiffen. The mouth will open very wide. Then a filamentous creature crawled out of his body. It has arms and legs, can slowly crawl around the sick person. Over an hour, this organism will return to the patient via the esophagus. Patient for this don't know anything, but what is this thing about? Stubba must start from a psychiatrist. Tatiana is an outstanding brain psychiatrist. That day she was invited by the police to the secret base, not yet sick for a particular patient. His name is Konstantin, is an astronaut. Loss of memory due to an incident, journey into space before. The captain accompanied him to death unjustifiably. Only he is still alive. No one knows what happened to them. After a simple conversation, Tatiana discovered Konstantin's hand tactile sensitivity is significantly reduced. She concluded that Konstantin was suffering from nervous system damage, have post-traumatic stress disorder. It is not a serious disease, nor is it necessary to lock him up. But you don't know. The high-ranking police officer did not tell her the truth either. In the middle of the night she was called to the lab again. Konstantin had now lost consciousness. A slimy monster gushed out of his throat. Its body was slender and its eyes were dense, making Tatiana's expression change in an instant. She had never seen anything like that. Clearly this terrifying thing is not an earthly creature. It is in the body of Konstantin. It enters and leaves the body when the host loses consciousness, at the same time not harm the host. And the true Tatiana mission is trying to separate the parasite and the host, save the astronaut. After looking at the document, Tatiana obtained some information. The parasite has successfully established association with Konstantin. Just stay away from the parasite. Konstantin's body would immediately fall limp. This organism parasitizes on the body of Konstantin against the invasion of the outside world, but at the same time, this creature also made Konstantin capable of miraculous talent. Konstantin landed on Earth from space. Extremely severe external injuries, but in just 2 days a miraculous recovery. More and more becoming stronger. Held like buffalo. The size of the parasite is not large. Only takes up about 30 centimeters of space. It is usually located in the human esophagus and stomach. Increase its diameter by 30%. It is not easy to be discovered by others. When leaving the body, this organism secretes a toxin, softens human muscles and then faints. Create a state of unconsciousness. Convenient for them to enter. Once oxygen is inhaled, it is possible from tube shape, stretch to 1.5 m. When returning to the body, it will curl up again. Crouch to hide. With the length of the head of this creature, and the diameter is constantly changing. Parasites in the body of Konstantin stay from 1 hour 40 to 50 minutes. Tatiana really didn't expect it. Following investigation situation had completely outstripped her calculations. This is a parasitic organism in the human esophagus. The data is clearly shown the moment the parasite appeared in Konstantin's body. Always between 2:40 a.m. to 3 hours 10 minutes. According to Tatiana's notes, this time has been slightly extended. This refers to what? Based on investigation, Tatiana found out he has an 8-year-old son. Just to fulfill your space dream, he threw his son into the orphanage. Based solely on this point, Tatiana left Konstantin without a face. Because after facing heavy psychological pressure, the body releases all hormones into the bloodstream. The test results will now be revealed. What the organism in his body eats. How to eat. To get more realistic false expression, Tatiana requested that Konstantin be transferred to the ward usually during the day. Expose him to ordinary people. Rebuild normal life. Everything went very smoothly. At night Tatiana continued to observe the parasite. It's not like the police say it has no hearing. It is not only there, but I am extremely sensitive. It seemed to have responded to Konstantin's cry. That is Konstantin's indulgence with his son. There are common feelings between them. Common sense. Could this creature be with Konstantin? Is a whole body? Because to validate her thoughts, she graciously opened the glass cover. Close contact with the parasite. Indeed, the results were as she expected. Konstantin-like creatures play together. Tatiana wanted to try to establish a bond with that creature, but the creature is angry. Tatiana almost lost her life a little bit, which really caused Tatiana to lose her life. Still in the back, Tatiana continued to watch the recorded video, but she has found clear traces of the edits. Obviously someone is hiding something on purpose. More and more weird. According to Konstantin hormone concentration test results, the figures for the morning and the evening are quite different. At night, Konstantin's condition seemed very serious. This proves someone, or secretly supplementing it with hormones. But when did he add hormones? The police doctor was speechless when asked. He still has a bit of conscience. Quietly drove Tatiana to one place. He handed Tatiana a telescope and got out of the car. In front of you was a giant cage. A group of soldiers brought a corpse inside that beside is the secondary parasite inside Konstantin. Turns out this is how they add hormones to the parasite. Before Konstantin was brought in, creatures in his body attack a doctor. After killing, Konstantin's illness immediately improved. The police want to try to turn this creature into a police weapon, and started feeding him a variety of animals. Until the corpse is used. They just discovered Konstantin hormone levels have increased. This creature is much more frightening than imagined. It doesn't just want to kill, also wants the victim to feel fear when seeing it. Because when people are scared, will release a large amount of cortisol. And this parasite is basically, eat this cortisol. Tatiana immediately found Konstantin. She couldn't let this continue. She told Konstantin, inside his body is a monster, now the police are feeding you alive. She will find a way to separate Konstantin from the parasite. But she wants to save innocent people. Konstantin finished listening, a little bit of surprise. He hit the male security guard to take medicine, deceived love of the female guardian. Interference the camera with TV batteries. Led with Tatiana, to the laboratory filled with corpses. He told Tatiana, he is the parasite. All that this kind of bird does, you can both clearly feel it. Even every murder episode, are all very clear. He chooses to hide. Because I want to go home. I want to find a son. But this time Tatiana didn't help him. Again a corpse was pulled into the cage. He is about to become a parasite's delicious meal. Tatiana was no longer around this time, but directly into the cage. What are you doing? Giving your life to people? Hut. Wrong. People are singing 100,000 of fresh roses. It adapts. That was the song that Konstantin liked best. But Tatiana is the person that Konstantin likes. How the police try to control parasites has been done by Tatiana. The death row inmates, next to seeing someone save him, start to climb to the outside. Not careful, he bumped into the iron cage. Startled parasite looked at the prisoner and then rushed over. Tatiana's plan to save people has failed again. But the high-ranking police officer saw Tatiana's technique. Except her, no one will be able to control this monster. But soon Tatiana had a calculation. She wants the parasite to stay here forever. Then you will take Konstantin out of here. She soon prepared drugs to inhibit the growth of cortisol. Only one injection is needed. The lion parasite can be separated from Konstantin. Just leave Konstantin. The creature will live no more than an hour. But Konstantin just needed to find a hospital for treatment, while protecting lives. Good doctor. For two people that turned on the green light. The two were blocked by a series of guns. The bullets gathered so they couldn't get up. Now the few people do not fight back. The two of them have only one way. That is the release of the organism inside Konstantin's body. The parasite heard gunshots. The fighting strength is extremely strong. Tatiana led Konstantin to flee. But she did not expect that. Konstantin's illness began to decline seriously. Tatiana realizes that herself is wrong. No parasites. Konstantin was also unable to live. They have completed the symbiotic process. At this time the police are here. He also brought the dying parasite. Looking at Tatiana, keyed into her. He was not happy. Eyes on the dying Tatiana in his arms. Konstantin could no longer see. I'm jealous. He used one last bit of force. Summoned the parasite to have symbiosis with him. Make that wicked cop. Evil with evil. When the parasite returned to Konstantin's body again, he opened his eyes again. But face to face with members of the organization Semirodov, Konstantin chooses to forever carry this monster. He doesn't want his tragedy to repeat. He hopes that the human world will get warmer and warmer. Tatiana also went to the orphanage. Take Konstantin's son. Yesterday, Tatiana was also an abandoned child. Tatiana of the past is a child with a leg disability. She is not afraid of the monster in front of her eyes. Is because of her former, in the eyes of others, as well as a monster. Since then, she became a doctor to help people fight off illnesses. Happy people mend their lives to their childhood. Unhappy people heal their childhood with life. But hopefully the two have been through tribulations together. Will be able to warm each other. Also hope that as we pass through a world full of catastrophe, compassionate people. Okay, this is the movie that Batumi told everyone to listen to. If you like, please leave a message under the comments. Subscribe again. We will see you next week.